Once a serious offer is put on the table in negotiating this new position, it's important that you meet all the players, that you meet all the people that are going to be part of your team or the ones you'll be working with. Because you really need to determine who your allies are and maybe who your derailers may be. And what I mean by that is that there could have been an internal person in the organization who interviewed for your position that you got now, and they may not be happy that you got it. Therefore, they can cause problems for you. Example of that is actually myself. Many years ago, I applied to a certain position. I got the job. I went in and I thought that I was going to be introduced to the rest of the team by the CEO or by somebody that was more in charge. And I went in and it was like there was no special welcome, Yasmin. So nobody knew who I was. They were asking who I was. Well, I didn't know that the person in charge to introduce me had applied for my position. And she didn't get it. It was actually the sister-in-law of the CEO. So now the sister-in-law of the CEO didn't like me and didn't even know me, but because I took the position, I already had a derailer in there. Well, thank God that I am able to navigate these situations and I usually win people over. So I was able to win her over and she told me all this after and she said, "You're lucky I like you. I was gonna make it a living, let's just say not good for you here because I wanted your job." So these derailers can be waiting for you there unless you navigate and prepare for these situations in advance. Another critical point to hit when negotiating a salary or a new position is, please, ladies, please, I'm going to tell you this 100 times, negotiate the resources you need to succeed. You do not know how many times women will take the position and they won't ask for anything else. They won't ask for a budget. They won't ask for employees. They won't ask for an assistant. They won't ask for an expense account. And then they're supposed to meet all these goals and they have no resources. Because guess what? We are so proud of doing so much with so little. We've always said, oh, we got this. Like we try to spend the least amount of money or we'll try to do so much. And yet we have so little resources and we're actually proud of that. Let me tell you, the men, they'll take the position, but they'll say, in order for me to take it, I need this, I need that, I need that. And if they don't get it, they're not going to do it because what they tell me is, I'm not going to set myself up to fail. Women set themselves up to fail when they overcommit without the resources. So ask for the resources at the time you're negotiating the role because asking for them later, it's almost a guarantee you're not going to get them. So remember, ask for resources, whatever you may need. The worst thing they can say is no, and then you'll ask for something else. If you have at least 10 different concessions or resources you want to ask for, they have to give you at least 4 or 5. And if they don't, then come up with another 5 and keep asking until they give you a few. Another critical point when negotiating a salary or a new position is to negotiate a powerful title, at least as powerful as it can be given your role. Now, let me tell you why that's important. In some organizations, titles are not important, but in many, they are extremely important. That is how you get the respect of even having someone sit down and have a conversation with you. I know many organizations that the title will determine whether they can even get someone else from the company on the phone. Now, I know that may be ridiculous to some of us, but to others, that is our reality. So you need to do your research in this new organization you're going to be at, or if you already know in your own organization, determine if having a powerful title is important for your role. Will that open the door for you to negotiate or have conversations with important people that you need to bring in as allies? And sometimes as women, we tend to be like, I don't need the title. It's all good. It's okay. As long as I'm, have the role, I want to do the work. Why shouldn't you get the title if you're doing the work? There is no reason. And let me tell you, I don't know of any man who would ever do the work without taking the title. If they're out there, please call me because I need to know you. Because every man I've asked says I would never take the work without taking the title because that doesn't make any sense. It's a matter of respect for the men. For the women, we tend to say it's not important, but it needs to be important because you may need that title to be able to get your job done.